In this video, you're going to be taking a look at Rick Olié for the Phantom Menace line. This is another character I've been wanting to add in my collection for quite some time now, and that time is finally here. So you have this version of him, obviously the very first one, and then there's also one in the TBC line, which is a fantastic action figure as well. I have seen it in retail before, but I've never owned it or decided to get it. But I figure this one's good enough. I think this is one of the highlights from the Phantom Menace line. In terms of sculpting work and the paint apps, he looks really good. I think he looks spot on to the actor we see on screen. The TVC action figure, yes, is more articulated, but this one, quite frankly, I think can fit just fine in the N1 Starfighter and the Naboo Royal Starship, from what I can tell. I hope to get both of those at some point, but who knows. I'm always happy to add more Naboo Royal Guards or pilots to my collection. I think they're a very neat thing. And of course, Rick Olié is a great character. But this one's definitely much more affordable compared to the TVC figure. I think the TVC one goes for $50+ these days, brand new. Even if you get him loose, he's probably up there. But this one, brand new, probably $10 or less. And that's about what I paid for him. And he pretty much checks off all the boxes. But before we take a closer look at him, take a look at the package here first. Star Wars Episode 1, image of Maul, image of Rick Olié there. The Comtech chip is held. And Rick Olié with helmet and Naboo blaster. A little description about him. And some of the voice lines. It looks like, yeah, all these voice lines are from the final battle. Surprised they didn't add the shield generator's been hit. Then some of the other figures. I do have Senator Palpatine on the channel. Do hope to get Sidious. I do have a Watto, but I don't know if it's that Watto. And C-3PO I would not mind having. Lots of great action figures in this line, and many of them still hold up today. And I think this one's included in that. Have this laid down, doesn't want to stand up very well. Like I said, I think that head sculpt is pretty spot on. It's definitely quality that holds up well even in 2024, I think. The paint apps are spot on, very crisp, and the sculpting work is great. Looks really good. As for the rest of his outfit, definitely looks like kind of reminiscent of like a fighter pilot. The way the jacket is here. And all his gear. He has the red pants and then the brownish red boots. In terms of articulation, he does have a swivel at the neck, then swivel shoulders, swivel waist, then swivel hips, and that is all. But quite frankly, that's all he needs anyway. You can get him in most of the poses you need him in. And then if you needed to fit him in the Naboo or the N1 Starfighter, I think he would fit just fine. Just from what I can gather of it. And he does have the cut in his jacket here to allow for that extra mobility in his legs. In terms of accessories, the Naboo blaster here, which looks about the same as like Captain Panaka's. In fact, I think it is about the same. I'm looking at the Panaka figure right now, and I don't really see much difference. You can see the elastic bands are about ready to wear off. So probably not too much longer on that. Then he does have the helmet here, which is a very tight fit on him. It actually took me a couple minutes to take it off just yesterday. Let's see if I can try and put it on real quick. Yeah. It looks pretty good with the helmet on. Well, it does take some effort to try and get that off. I wouldn't recommend popping this on and taking it off too much, because then you might break his neck off in the process. But thankfully that wasn't too bad. At least from my sample, it seems like it's too tight. At least it's not too loose though, where it's just dangling on his head. Of course, the stand here. And Rick Olié, status pilot to Queen Amidala. And let's see what his voice lines have to say.
Enemy fighter, straight ahead. That deflector shield is too strong. We'll never get through it. Bravo Flight A, take on the fighters. Flight B, make the run of the transmitter. Enemy fighter, straight ahead.
Not too bad. I think those are pretty good lines. It doesn't sound exactly like the actor, but, you know, it's pretty close, and I'm convinced. Yeah. I would probably have him displayed without his helmet on. Or his flight cap. But that's pretty much all I can tell you about Rick Olié here. Bring out some comparisons. I did say I bring out Panaka here. They look pretty good side by side. And of course, Queen Amidala herself from the Power of the Jedi line. And both of these action figures are reviewed on the channel. Recommend checking them out. So would I recommend Rick Olié for your collection? If you're a big fan of the Naboo Royal Guards or the Phantom Menace or the character even, then yes, I would say he's highly recommended. Between this one and TBC figure, it's totally up to you. If you're very adamant about super articulation or the best of the best, then that one probably is. But like I said, this Phantom Menace action figure is good enough, and that's good enough for me. And I'm happy to finally add him in my collection. I think he's one of the highlights from the entirety of the Phantom Menace line. And like I said, as far as price is concerned, $10 or less. Brand new or loose, whichever. But anyways, that concludes this review. I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for plenty more reviews in the future. There will always be more to come. If you haven't already, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. I always appreciate all your support. And check out some links in the description if you haven't done so already. As always, thanks for watching.